he would have actually had and we would have seen higher damage numbers from both sides. But I do agree with why Noel does it, because if he can't contest him to some sort of degree off stage, he may as well forfeit the game, because a huge part of the KOs will be coming out from that. But I don't necessarily agree with how much he was trying to get that, but I can see why, and I understand it, and I would have probably done the same, because you have to establish some sort of, I am willing to do these things. You're not getting away for it. But we are
moving on. You're already hearing the countdown. You're already seeing the countdown into the next game. We're seeing Wrenched versus Wilson, another matchup that we've seen quite a few times in the past.
I find the matchup so interesting. The Nigh, man. Like, seriously, how long ago was it that Wilson was just playing Nigh? 2017, 2016?
Something like that. He doesn't pull out the Nigh hardly very often anymore. Now that he has the sort of Ragnir pick. I mean, at final round, we also saw the Caspian pick. We don't really see this Nigh pick anymore from him. Now, in the past, in their entire career, both of these players, we talked about, there were players yesterday that had they were 6-4. These players, quite a bit of history between them. 4-4. Nice neutral sig coming out from Wilson, but they are tied 4-4 in overall power ranking tourney sets. So this could tip the scales in one of their favors in their long history that they have together.
I just realized how good of a pick this actually is against Wrenches of Surrey. The high defense, the high force, pretty much makes so that every time Wilson wins neutral, or if he gets hit once, he in the end will be victorious because of how high defense and how high force he has. And generally, because of Wrench's character pick, Surrey, he can't actually wall out Wilson as well as you would think any other character would against a Nigh because of the low movement speed. It's not a gun character. It's not a very long range. He has no long range weapons. So that means that Wilson, and especially with Spear, it counters darts as well. Wilson's pick is actually almost genius.
And I think that's why he picked this. He didn't just pick this on a whim, or it's just like, oh, hey, it's another character in my repertoire. I think I'm going to play this character. I think you're exactly right. Like, he picked this for a reason against Wrenched here, and he's doing really well so far. Has a pretty sufficient lead at this point, going with the down signature. Dodges through, doesn't get punished for it, even though it didn't connect. There's the sidelight, then he backs off onto the platform, goes for the recovery kill off of the top, and exactly like you said, that higher strength coming in his favor here. So if he's going one hit for one hit with Wrenched, even if it's Katars and Katars, his higher strength, his higher defense, he's going to be winning that neutral, even if it's quote-unquote even.
Yep. And honestly, not even one hit for one hit. I'm pretty sure like 2 hits. It will take Wrench 2 hits just to make it equal every single time. That is so valuable. I love this pick. Already from 2 moves, he's already in orange. 3 moves, 4 moves. Red. 2 more of those, and that will be the end of Wrench.
Oh, nice! Contesting the down signature. Wrench comes in, dashes in with the down signature. Wilson is able to get back, goes to the very tip of the far left side of the platform. Wrench is trying to find these hits, and he's just really not finding very much. The D-Light side air, that could almost finish it up. You see the weapon toss coming out, trying to confirm it. Are we going to see the down signature? Yep, there it is.
It makes sense. Wilson pretty much just trying to use it as... Oh, no. Wilson's usage of Nigh signatures, man, he has not forgotten how to play Nigh. I've seen 2 neutral sig usages, and both of them hitting. 2 usages.
That's rare.
Both of them hitting. These aren't tossed out and hopefully like it hits. These are just precision. Wilson with that level 89 Nigh, man. And I love to see this. I seriously love to see this.
I forget how much he like truly played Nigh because we haven't seen it for a while. So I forget that like level 89 is like, that's my Vrax. And I only play Lord Vrax.
Yeah, I would hate that too, actually, if I'm going to be honest. Fully agree with that.
3, 2,
Wilson.
1,
actually, did I just... Wow, my brain actually just told me that you said something completely different. That it was very weird.
What did you think I said?
Dude, everything from my monitor blowing up because of the rain. Every time Wilson plays, something breaks. Whether it's my brain or whether it's my monitor. Anyways, Wilson with this... Wilson, so... Oh, Wrench, man, getting these hits. My voice just broke as well.
And that's it. Wilson just broke. Off of that, Wrench with that beautiful gravity cancel neutral signature, reminiscent of what we saw yesterday from Noel when he threw either 3 or 4, I can't remember.
It was 3
when he threw 3 or 4 back-to-back neutral signatures out, leading to an orange kill. I think it was against Starlight. Nice down signature from Wilson.
Recovery. In Wilson fashion, going for that side sig, reminiscent from how Noel tosses people up and then goes for that Surrey side sig. Oh my lord.
Look at this back and forth.
Yeah, it's like bam, 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 bam. Pretty much same way of how Kui did it, and he's making music with it. I love the like the pacing of it. And Wrench in a huge lead. Seems to have taken it a bit back now.
Look at this lead that Wrenched has. Almost picks up that signature.
Oh wow, that neutral thing.
He's just throwing those out
it's
like
terrifying.
candy.
It's so terrifying playing against a 9 tournament match, especially because neutral stick and side stick and down stick all being just very spammable as long as you don't toss it out when they're like, if you use side stick when they're in the air, you're gonna get punished obviously. But if you use side stick just as they're on the ground, you're never gonna get punished for it.
And it's kind of the opposite with the neutral signature.
Yep.
If you use the neutral signature when they're aerial, you're not going to get punished. If you use the
Look
neutral
at this
signature on
though.
the ground,
White to
they're going to get
almost
punished.
red with these strings. I love how Wrench. It's not even super fast paced. It's more like hit. Oh, it's great.
Wilson's in almost kill percent. He does have a lot of defense, and he's starting to bring it back. That'll kill off the top.
Oh,
that
my
is
Lord.
high strength Nigh. He's like 3 for 3 on neutral signatures, and that signature is not one that you can use in every situation.
It's really hard to hit. And Wilson just showing his knowledge on it. Is he gonna come back from this? That's gonna be heartbreaking for Wrench.
It's possible. He still hasn't hardly taken any hits from Wrenched.
Oh my, this is Wilson. He never, like, doesn't matter how behind he is. He seriously is never afraid to do what is the quote unquote correct option.
Yeah, this is really strong mental game from Wilson coming out here. He was
Look
at
at
a
this.
huge deficit,
He's
and he's
playing
still
as if he's
alive.
in
Tries
the
to go for the
lead.
weapon toss. Was he expecting, I think, a recovery? Oh no!
Oh, Wrench. He probably tried to drop off, but as he dropped off and dared, he probably ledge canceled back onto this platform. Shoutouts to, I'm not gonna say it actually, never mind. Oh, that side stick recovery. That's it. I actually love that side stick attempt. That would probably kill.
Yeah, he was really
He's going
close
for
to
it.
coming back from that. That's
Yep.
that's very impressive coming out from Wilson. But Wrench is still able to maintain his composure.
Mm-hmm.
He even threw out a GG in chat after that.
Both of them did actually.
That's respect.
Oh man, I always love when I play GG because I never GG.
I only GG when I win.
I GG when I lose actually. Anyway,
But we are seeing the switch though
Yes.
onto the Caspian pick. We
Yes.
aren't seeing the Rayman.
and
We
we
aren't
have.
seeing the Ragnir. We're seeing this Caspian now.
It is a pick that Wilson pulled out at final round. Was like, hey,
Yep.
I like this character. I want to play it actually, huh? And he has been running with us ever since. He's been messing around with the Caspian, trying out different things. We did see Wilson beat out Lance earlier with his gauntlets. We did see Phazon pretty much destroy Katars, and that was Kui's Katars with gauntlets earlier. Will Wilson do the same to Wrench's sword and gauntlets with his Katar? I mean, with his gauntlet. Will Wilson do the same to Wrench's sword and Katars with his gauntlets?
It looks like he wants to stick with Katars at least initially in this
Yeah.
game so far. You saw
First
him
thing
go
he
to the
picked
weapon
up.
spawn, picked up the gauntlets,
Oh,
threw
he
them
did? Oh.
straight at Wrench. Didn't even throw them up or anything like he wanted the safer option. He wanted those Katars and wants to stick with them.
Okay. I love how Wrench goes for that chase dodge ground nair after hitting that ground pound because it will lead to some sort of gimp attempt if he gets it.
Yeah,
However,
absolutely.
Wilson instantly jumped. If Wrench did not chase dodge that, he would have probably gotten the downward hit box.
Did he jump or did he dodge up?
He jumped.
From Wilson.
I'm pretty sure he jumped.
Okay.
I hope.
It still hit with the top side of the nair. Which,
Okay,
yeah,
that
if
might
Wrench
have
would
been
have hit the
dodge
bottom
though.
side of that nair, that would have been a huge gimp opportunity for him. He would have had so much control and pressure in that edge guard situation. But Wilson, again, he primed that weapon spawn by throwing away those gauntlets and picking his Katars back up. And you see him doing it again. He wants to stick with those Katars, and he is ahead of one of the best Katar players.
To be fair though, Wilson's Katar is on stage.
Yeah, he's another one of the best Katar players for sure.
Yeah, I'd almost have to give it to Wilson when it comes to onstage guitars, honestly. Wrench just
I would agree.
Wrench just strings a bit better and has a way better offstage gameplay. But Wilson specifically for that Dom, oh boy.
Ooh,
He's good. Wrench
that could have
misses
been
that.
a little bit treacherous.
Oh, Wrench pretty much had the KO on that, however, it does not go for the wall. This has to go a bit off of it. Expecting that Wilson wouldn't just straight up hit the wall that well. Doesn't matter. Finds that dash jump into GC downline recovery, something that we have seen a lot of players get in neutral against someone that is very grounded. They jump over their initial attack and then just hit that GC downline. Okay. String after string. I love this battle of Katar. Katar Dittos are one of my favorites to watch, actually. Spacing.
Now, we still haven't seen any Gauntlet gameplay coming out from Wilson at all so far. It's been primarily 100% Katars.
Which makes it a bit funny as to why he picks Caspian if he's going to stick to Katars. Maybe he just feels it at the moment. Maybe he likes signatures more, but I wouldn't believe that Caspian's signatures are that much better than Ragnir's. The neutral stick gives you a new option and covering that straight up angle. Oh wow, the moment he picks up gauntlets is just for a quick KO and then he goes back to Katars. That is very funny. However, and that side stick has that quick leap, but I mean Ragnir pretty much has the same things, just almost a little bit better in terms of force. And don't even forget that Ragnir down stick, which Wilson honestly is one of Wilson's strongest signatures to use. Wrench, triple recovery, getting that KO.
I do think this Caspian pick is a little bit curious because I think everything that he has with Ragnir, he just does better than he does with Caspian. And even if he's worried about maybe the Axe matchup specifically against Wrenched, he can just stick to Katars. Like, that's pretty much what he's been doing the entire time with Caspian. He's been straying away from the gauntlets. This is the first time, other than that kill, that we've actually really seen him hold onto the gauntlets for any period of time, and he throws them away immediately when a weapon spawn comes out. So he can still focus on the Katars if he was going with the Ragnir pick as well, and I think he has a bigger mastery of the signature kit.
Oh, that is
as kill potential.
Weapon
this
throw?
Could be the end for Wilson, and that is going to be
2-1.
it. And Wrench is going to take that game, and he's going up 2-1 so far in this set, in this best of 5. Are we going to see the Ragnir switch?
I love the way he got that. I'm pretty sure he got a neutral light into the dodge read neutral stick. A very common thing to do. Oh, he didn't even go for the read on the dodge. He actually just straight up hit him out of the neutral light. Wilson pretty much fell into that. He didn't go above it. I think Wilson tried to reset on the wall and then maybe go around it. Oh, well. Wilson moving on and actually picking that Asuri.
Yeah, he's going for the Asuri mirror. He does have a level 52 Asuri, so this isn't like a toxic BM pick or a disrespect pick or anything like that. He spent a considerable amount of time on this Asuri. Now, it's interesting that he goes into the defense stance. I'm a little bit questionable on that because that's going to take away 1 from his strength, so it's lowering his strength quite a bit. I'm wondering if this is maybe more of a 2s pick for him, and he just has that defense stance that he chooses in 2s, and that's just auto what goes on, and maybe he didn't notice that, or he could just really value the defense, doesn't really worry about his kill potential. I'm not sure.
Every player values different things. It's always hard to know why they choose something over us, like especially when it comes to like something like force and defense, why you would take one from the other, why, etc. I feel like that's honestly more just preference. At the end of the day, though, one thing about mirror picks that I will have to say is that seriously, a lot of people in this game struggle winning against their own legend. I've seen it time and time again where someone plays great on one legend and then someone else picks their legend and actually beats them on it, even though they're not even close to as good on the legend, because of the fact that they're just not used to Ditto in their own character. There's just something strange about it. Wow, Wrench with that dash back, forward dash into dash back neutral stick. That was great movement. It actually finds the neutral stick out of it. That was relatively clean.
It was really clean, and he's hoping to continue this lead, trying to show Wilson who the real Asuri player is. Now, we talked about the level 52, but think about how much time Wrench has spent on this Asuri. That's a level 100 Asuri. Not a lot of players in this game have level 100 characters. A lot of top players don't have level 100 characters because they'll kind of shop around, or they'll pick up a character and main that character who maybe is a little bit newer on release. Like Dobrain doesn't have a level 100 Fate because Fate just released. So Wrenched has so much time on this Asuri pick.
But one thing that happens when you have so much time on a character is that you know the character optimally. And that is an issue, because what will happen in your brain as you're playing against the character is that you're thinking he's not going to use signature in this position because that is not optimal. You're thinking he's not going to do that because that is not optimal. That would be silly. So you actually rule out those options and you get hit by it because the opponent is not as optimal as you are on the character. That is one of the reasons as to why the Dittos work so hard against them when it happens. So
you play against the character and you know what an Asuri player should do in this instance, so that's what you expect your opponent to do in that instance. And if they don't do that, like it's messed up. It's like when you're a really good player playing against a not so good player, you're like, okay, yeah, they're not going to do this in this situation because that's a bad idea. So I don't have to expect this ground pound or this down air, and then they do the down air and you get hit by the down air.
Yeah, and even then, it's a little bit harder on a legend pick because of the fact that in gameplay you can at least adjust instantly and just be like, all right, there might not be that many optimal scenarios. I mean, this player might not be the most optimal. I'm gonna choose a more safe type of gameplay. However, with signatures, it's honestly so ingrained into your brain because you think about it yourself all the time that I think it just subconsciously messes with you a bit. However, Wrench so far showing that he has mastery over the Ditto, honestly, and isn't getting beaten out too hard. He has the slight lead.
Now, one thing that I think is going to play into Wrench's favor that might
Wilson.
not have played. Oh my gosh! And Wilson's just going to SD like that. He literally loses the set, pretty much of his own volition, right